Well, Kellie McElhaney is the founding director at the Center for Gender Equity and Leadership at UC Berkeley in California. She joins me now to talk about this. How do you think this year's awards will need to acknowledge the change that's happened in Hollywood with, say, the Me Too campaign or the Time's Up campaign? Do you think it does need to acknowledge the change that's happened?
I do. I think there's no way that they can just ignore it, though it has been acknowledged in the previous award shows, but to not acknowledge it would be a really bad statement.
What change do you think has happened? And is it sustainable? Is it long term, do you think?
Yeah, I don't see any possibility to move backwards and for this not to continue to be a firestorm and to move ahead. That train has left the station.
Okay, so some people say sport and politics don't mix. It seems for this Academy Award, some people feel that movies and politics don't mix either. How do you think the stars or the people at this awards are going to be trying to walk some sort of line between not being too political, but also having to pay homage, if you like, to this change that has happened?
You're absolutely right. It is a fine line, and you certainly don't want to take away from the artists, the directors, the writers who have done such, a diligent and hard, wonderful job at what they set out to do. So it will be a fine line. And I think the other difference now is that the Oscars tend to be it is the premiere show, and the host, Jimmy Kimmel, really has to walk the line between keeping it light and entertaining and making some mention. So this will be the most difficult line to walk.
How far does the industry have to go to achieve not just equality, but equity? Francis Reid telling us there that I believe it was the director, one of the directors that's been nominated for Best Director as a woman, and it's only the fifth time in history that this has happened. How much work is there to be done?
Wonderful point. We can't get too Pollyanna-ish about this. We have a long way to go. We have years and years of history to undo. If you think of the distance we have to undo, that means we have a long distance to move forward. But we are on the track. As I said, with the publicity and just the egregiousness and the depth of the problem, there's just no possibility of viewers, of leaders in Hollywood, the 300 women who have led the Me Too movement, the Time's Up movement. There's no way that they're going to let us slide backwards at all.
Thanks so much for that. That's Kellie McElhaney, the founding director at the Center for Gender Equity and Leadership at Berkeley in California.